Hi everyone, welcome to Snowy Devlog 0. My name is Noon, and I am the solo developer behind this project. In this devlog, I'll be giving you a backstage look at current progress and a sneak peek of what to come. But before we immerse ourselves into the game, I should properly tell you about me. I'm a uni student, major in computer engineering. I've grown up playing video games and reading books, so it's inevitable that I want to build a world on my own. So far, I only built some simple AI in a small Unity game, but really never working toward a big and comprehensive project. I always want to make a German multiplayer game with a little mix of actions. Like everybody, I thought to myself that such game can only be made by a team of developers. But recently, I had the chance to hear a story from many indie developers about how they were afraid to start to the moment they published their own game. So the fears of not taking the leap of faith to work on my game and live with regrets is haunting me every single day. And finally, on May 2023, I decided to build Snowy completely from scratch. Well, Snowy is inspired by a lot of stickman game, like stick fight game, but I wanted to shift a bit into the mesmerizing environment that sparked up our childhood memory. All Roll Up was one children, but only a few of them remembered. I think this quote from the Labyrinth books perfectly describes my game. When growing up, we considered things we used to do, like snow fight for example, or dry dish, but little do we know how important those core memories are to our current self. For someone like me, whose country doesn't have snow, you can plan it with game immersive environment and look at the snowfall while listening to cozy music. When first starting, you play as Snowy who got lost into a frozen world and need to find her friends with tons of danger await. As the journey went on, you would be able to unlock a handful of different characters with unique ability. It might be an awesome topic for another episode. The main campaign of the game should last around 2 hours, but don't worry, you can always play online co-op match with friends. Some of the core game mode that I want to add are free-for-all and racing. Now, with those concepts in place, let's get into development. During this devlog series, I'll show you how I turned this early concept art into this. Before working on the project, I feel like it's really vital to know the main aim and core concept of the games, so I took my time to jot out the planning and story in Trello, and slowly turned the ideas into a world that I can only imagine before. Making a coherent plan like this helped me to enter and come up with new ideas fairly easy while testing the game. It is a great way to note feedback from support as well. One of the main difficulties I encountered is art. Growing up, I couldn't remember any moment when I took art seriously. Even if I wrote something, it was rather a simple flower or animal that took under 5 minutes to draw. So, drawing the entire game is a whole new challenge for me. But I'm not letting it stop me with the passion and dedication I have. Mixing color and lighting are exceptionally hard for me to grasp. Luckily though, I have a lovely girlfriend who's always guided me through the trouble. Besides, after a few months working on the project, I fell in love with the constant workflow between drawing and programming. Whenever I feel exhausted coding and bug fixing, I can always switch to drawing game assets and vice versa. It really helped me to keep my number one rule, which is no 0 day is allowed. When first making the character movement, I thought of sprite sheet animation. In case you don't know what sprite sheet animation is, basically you have to draw each frame for the movement and put it on a sprite sheet. For my character, I speculate around 50 frames needed for the basic animation, so it seemed almost impossible doing all of this on my own. After intensive researching, I finally decided my game to be more physics-based, and I would use ragdoll physics for my character, and this was a shot in the right direction for me. The physics of the game make the player truly feel like they are interacting with the environment. Sometimes it even raid a wacky experience to have fun with. I'm swearing not Superman. The control of the player has undergone many changes. At first though, on PC I make a control that give full flexibility to the character, movement, jump, and hand control. But when exporting to mobile, I realized that the control isn't ideal and wouldn't perform great with the wrap and throw system. At the end, I changed it so that the character hand will be pointing toward the direction they are moving. Speaking of which, very often do I find lobby in other fighting games are delicious and boring, like a battle button, a character select button, and a character in display. For Snowy, I want to rate a place where the player can explore and practice with game control, where the player can fight friends and have fun, or simply where you can relax and listen to different music tracks. Another thing that I love to mention is water. On the water only take a small percentage compared to the rest of the terrain, it plays a major role in the gameplay. I really want to use water shader and waypoint, but it can be expensive for performance, especially that it's meant to be a mobile game. So I need something that both look amazing and cheap. That was when I came across a tutorial by Black Foreign Broad on water physics and animations. It was the first time I tried to animate something, and it turned out, well, not so great. However, after some fixing and using util new light system, I managed to make water looks really eye-catching and thin for Snowy. As of right now, the game only has 3 characters with slightly different stats, but I will definitely add more to the family of Snowy. I'm currently working day and night to implement multiplayer in Snowy, and I have to be honest here, making a multiplayer game which runs well on so many devices is really hard. Fortunately, I'm always surrounded by family and friends who give me unconditional support and love. Alright, that's gonna wrap up this devlog for now. If you want to support this project, you can hit that subscribe button. I'm looking forward to sharing more update on the world of Snowy with you guys in the next devlog. Thanks for watching.